Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's Christy Gessler, the dependent agent. So happy to be with you here today. It's only Tuesday when I'm recording the podcast today, but it sure feels like it's been a week within a week already. I know everybody's kind of feeling that way, but it's good to get back to a little bit of a routine and everything. So just kind of want to take a deep breath and got a couple things to talk with you about today. Some interesting things that have happened. But one thing I want to share with you is that today, just a few hours ago, in fact, I got a text message from my youngest son, Reagan, and he is on the plane en route to Marine Boot Camp in San Diego. So hoorah, super excited for my son, Reagan, to embark on being a U.S. Marine. And thank you to everyone who has served or continues to serve our military and armed forces and all the support families and everything. Coming around Memorial Day, it's pretty fitting that that we got to do that with him. So it was pretty remarkable. I really loved every minute of it, and I'm happy to have a son that is serving his country, and he's going to do it really well, y'all. So we're in good hands. Trust me on that one. So over the course of this last few weeks, and especially this last week, kind of re-emerging out into the world, right? And for the dependent agent today, I want to talk about some of my emotions and observations in this world of moving forward and getting back into some semblance of reality and a new normal routine. So in the last couple episodes, and in fact, some of the bonus material, I've kind of talked about flippantly my disdain for a mask and my concern with social distancing and my concern with Zoom calls and day drinking and drunk webinars and meetings and virtual happy hours and really what that can mean for addiction. And I have, like everyone else, started to, I think, try to settle in to what may be considered a new norm or a little bit of a new reality, I guess, and just try to figure out kind of what that looks like getting back out into the world. And so last weekend, my boyfriend Brian and I decided we're going to get back out, we're going to go and we're really going to enjoy getting out, going to a hotel, leaving town, of course, doing everything safe and whatnot. So we went down to San Antonio, and when we were down in San Antonio, we were driving around this neighborhood, kind of sort of looking for our hotel, kind of sort of not, just enjoying a day out in downtown San Antonio where it was just super quiet and there were absolutely hardly a car around. And in a way, I want to say it was unnerving too to have it be so quiet. I'm going to get to that in just a minute. But we're driving along through the side streets of downtown San Antonio, and I look down and there's this mural, beautiful colors all over this wall of this old industrial building, and this kind of in an area around the Pearl Brewery. And if y'all haven't been down in that area of San Antonio, super highly recommend it. Pretty amazing stuff down there. And when everything is open and flourishing, it is remarkable down there. It's got a great vibe. So we were down in that area and I saw this mural and I look over and at the top it says, optimism starts with you. And I look and it was this very inspiring and my picture, I took a picture of it and the picture of me is up on my website on the dependentagent.com and on Instagram, and you can go see the picture of me. But it was such a powerful mural and at a powerful time to see it. We're riding down in downtown San Antonio, trying to kind of figure out what does this new reality look like. I round the corner and right in front of me is a giant mural. I open my eyes and it reads, optimism starts with you. And I was like, holy shit, yes, it does. Of course it does. So what do? I bound out of the car and I grab my phone and give it to Brian and make him take my picture in front of it and everything. But what a wonderful way to start that little vacation, if you will, that little mini vacay. Seeing that, we see things like that colorful mural around our world all the time. Are you looking for it? Here's my other observation. We're down in downtown San Antonio. After we've seen the mural, we go down to the Riverwalk area, to the Riverwalk proper, and the main area down by some of my favorite stomping grounds, Mad Dogs and Dirty Nellies and some other fun places down there. But we're walking down on the Riverwalk, and there were times I'm on the San Antonio Riverwalk and I don't see another person on the walk. Now, for those of you that have not been to the Riverwalk, it's windy. There's lots of little turns and twists and bridges and different things. So, you might not see a lot of people like right immediately, but you always had a huge hustle and bustle and thousands of people down there together. There was no one. And we walk along, and maybe there's a couple walking along, and maybe there's one individual, you know, riding his bike or jogging or whatever. And for a moment, I felt sadness because I thought, oh my God, and sometimes we say, ooh, isn't that creepy that, no one's here, whatever. Well, then I look and I take a deep breath and I open up my ears and I open up my eyes. And it was one of the most beautiful, moving moments I have had in months. I had the rare blessing and privilege and honor to enjoy the San Antonio River Walk almost to myself, private. There wasn't anybody else there. Brian is standing next to me, and that's wonderful. And there we stood in a peaceful moment, enjoying something that millions upon millions of people could never experience, have never experienced, and even millions of people who I argue live in San Antonio and were born and raised in San Antonio would never get to experience the Riverwalk like that. So, what a blessing that was for us to be there in that moment. But it was because I had my eyes open. Optimism starts with you. It's about perspective. You can look upon all the stats they're giving on COVID-19 deaths and infections and hot zones, or you can look at the number of people that have recovered. And you can look at the number of businesses that readapted and are thriving right now. So optimism starts with you. So head down to San Antonio, go find that billboard, take your picture of it in front of it, with it, put it on my page. Go give it to me on Instagram or Facebook, or just shoot it to me in a text if you want to. Y'all got my phone number. It's on the web. I'd love to see it because optimism starts with you. So here's the other time. So just on, what day was that? So that would have been Sunday. We are driving around Austin and holiday weekend, just kind of doing our thing. And I drive down this road called Comanche Trail. It's out by Lake Travis. Y'all, it's beautiful out there if y'all haven't been. Another iconic location, the Oasis at Lake Travis. So we were out there for lunch, having a great time. Again, very open, beautiful deck, beautiful views, nice little experience. But as we're driving down the road, there was a random road sign that I caught out of the corner of my eye. And it was put down at the post of a street sign. And we see those signs all the time, right? Lose 5 pounds in 5 days. I buy ugly houses. You name it, you see those little bandit signs, right? All over the place. And so, especially for me as a real estate broker, you think I was listening to that? Like I didn't care, right? Or pay attention to half those. But this one caught my eye. And I look at it, and all of a sudden I realize that it is a piece of art actually down there that someone has created. And I look closer, and it says, the biggest hill is the one you just climbed. And I'm like, oh, really? Really? And the best view comes after the hardest climb. And I'm like, wait, the best view comes after the hardest climb. And that one resonated. I stood there, I was like, wait, are you? It sure does. As an addict, I've had a hard climb. I have a hard climb a lot of days. I have a lot more good days than I have bad days. In fact, sometimes I have trouble counting the bad days because there are so few of them. There was a climb, and that climb doesn't end. But I'm going to tell you what, the best view comes at the top of that climb. And that sign on Comanche Trail had it just right. The best view comes after the hardest climb. Whether you're looking for a place of optimism and you need to see a mural and you need to just wake up and smell the Riverwalk in a good way, people in a good way, enjoy these landmarks and these national treasures and the beauty of our world with new eyes, because the best view comes after the hardest climb. These are some of the best views, y'all, we have right now. We can have unobstructed, quiet, less chaotic noise when it comes to seeing things if you just take a minute to look. But the climb is hard and it doesn't end really. And you have setbacks. And like I said, I'm blessed that I have so many more good days than I have bad days. But you have to take a moment and stop and enjoy the view, or you're not going to appreciate the climb. You've got to stop and enjoy the view in order to appreciate the climb. And hey, you owe yourself a pat on the back for the climb. Don't beat yourself up over the climb. You're on the climb. That's what matters. 1 foot forward. That's what matters. My first tattoo I ever got was when I was 1 month out of rehab. I went down to a cool tattoo parlor and I designed my own, of course, and it was an arrow. And the arrow points forward, and it points forward and it says stay strong. And at the end of the arrow is the letter 8 or an infinity sign. My view on my first tattoo was an infinite number of things will go wrong at the start of your journey. But as long as you have your arrow and your foot moving in the right direction, you stay strong and stay true to yourself and true to your arrow. Now I know you're going to find the best view. Because I found a couple of those best views. I found a really good view in San Antonio with my man Brian. I found a beautiful view seeing my sweet son Reagan get ready to go be a U.S. Marine. There's some really good views out there, kids, and it's really, really time to look at them. So take all of this quarantine and all of this craziness and, the one thing a mask does not cover, it doesn't cover your eyeballs. Use them. Be expressive with your eyes. Look for the view. I love you all. Thanks for listening, and have a great day out there. Stay strong, stay healthy, wash your hands. Please make sure that you listen to the Dependent Agent podcast. Join me on Facebook and Instagram. Subscribe, like, and comment. Head down and find those signs I talked about, the one on Comanche Trail and the mural down in San Antonio. Take your picture and send it to me. I'd love to see it. I love you all, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Stay strong, stay healthy. Talk to y'all again soon.